All right, how about the Buccaneers? Baker Mayfield was fantastic in this game. He was the main reason they won this football game. Incredible stuff from him. There was the one mistake early, which we'll talk about in just a second, but a lot of just really good plays. Some bad defense, we'll get into that as well. But yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's start off with the fumble. I mean, it was a bad play. There's no denying it. So, really, you're kind of kicking yourselves because you're thinking, oh man, we just got that big stop on fourth down with some help with a missed throw from Jordan Love. But now an opportunity to get a long drive going, perhaps. It's already towards the end of the first quarter and we're winning. It's great. Well, you see Mayfield, he's going to take the snap. They actually did a great job of showcasing this on the broadcast. Sometimes I get really frustrated when you'll see these plays and people will blame the offensive lineman. But Luke Goedeke here, doing everything you could ask for. I mean, it's the actual time count is going to be about 4.5 seconds when Baker Mayfield gets hit. We're about 4 seconds into the play right now. I mean, you just have to get through this stuff quicker. You have to know this could be happening. It's just, these are the things that can happen. And you see him kind of a long build-up as well, which isn't good. If you're going to make the throw, you kind of have to get rid of it quickly. Results in a fumble, which resulted in a touchdown for the Packers, which is obviously a huge play. I mean, you can't make that mistake. So definitely a mistake, but it was weird where he also completed like his first 10 passes. This one was one of them. So it's just kind of a weird scenario of, has a huge mistake, but also has yet to throw an incompletion. 3rd down and 6 right here, and you're down 4 points. And let's be honest, sometimes this season feels like when you're in field goal range, it ends up just being 3 points for Tampa Bay, not always getting the full 7. Well, this one, it's zone coverage. You see Evans' route, which could get into a gap in coverage, but I'm going to be honest, probably shouldn't. Green Bay should be able to cover this. Usually these are routes more designed to set things up. However, when this play begins, you're going to see not only does it get open, it gets wide open on this play. Good job of Mayfield to still go through your progressions, right? Because sometimes this does get open, even though it usually doesn't. Still make sure you look in that direction. And plus, it's just always good to look the safety off, if nothing else. To me, this is on Rudy Ford, the safety, the guy who's closer towards the top of the screen. I think he probably should have gotten over here. I think that's probably what should have happened. I don't know why exactly he didn't. Just to be clear, the other person who was closer, towards the sideline, kind of in the end zone, that is, well, it's wearing white. It's a referee, not a Buccaneers player. But as you see, Mayfield makes the throw. Good job by him. Good job by Evans. Again, sometimes these things happen, so, good teams take advantage of their opponent's mistakes. That's what Tampa Bay did on that play. Definitely a mistake, though, by Green Bay. This play, though, was great. So this is, listen, trying to get the ball down the field, right? Trying to make sure that you can get points at the end of the half, which they would do really because of this play, which, Chris Godwin, obviously, hey, Chris Godwin, we missed him. It's nice to see him again. He's been playing, but hasn't been a big part of the offense. Obviously was a huge part of the offense, over 100 yards in just the first half. Well, it's going to be zone coverage, and you see the route that he's going to try and run, which, again, could get into a gap in coverage, especially since Green Bay is playing a bit cautious here. It's going to be a cover 2 zone, but it's almost more like a Tampa 2. Quay Walker, the linebacker, is going to stay pretty far deep. Look at how when Mayfield takes the snap, I'm going to be honest, I don't love this defense by the Packers. I mean, it's weird, because on one hand, it's great stuff over the middle. I don't love the play call, I guess. I think the safety should probably be a little bit closer in. I think playing this far deep almost gives up a chunk play too easily. That being said, the Packers players over the middle are actually doing a really good job of taking away, underneath. So this is kind of the benefit of knowing your opponent is going to pass it. Your linebackers aren't out of position. They aren't further in. They don't have to worry about a run. They can stay further deep. They can make the window small. So, pros and cons, regardless, there's a small window for Mayfield to fit this ball through. But Mayfield puts that one right on the money. Godwin makes the catch, gets them in field goal range. They then got knocked out of field goal range with a sack and a holding call, none of which I thought were really on Baker. I thought it was a quick sack, and then it was just a holding call. What are you going to do? But they got back in field goal range, got the field goal, so definitely good stuff, largely set up due to this play. Also this play, where when you saw this play, you're just thinking, man, Baker Mayfield is feeling himself in this game, isn't he? It's a zone coverage play, and you have Cade Otton running the route you see on the screen. Okay, again, could it get sort of towards the side of Quay Walker, who's in coverage here? Yeah, it could. As you see when it begins, I mean, it's kind of working. It's not wide open by any means, but there's definitely, you can see the logic behind making this throw for sure if you're Mayfield. I do wonder a little bit why Cade Otton chose to turn this way. It almost feels like him turning towards the sideline would have been a little bit more smart. And Mayfield, I think, also agrees, and I think Mayfield is kind of having the mindset of, let's throw it to where my receiver, not to where my receiver is, but throw it to where the defender isn't, which is usually what you want, but there's obviously the disadvantage of, makes it harder for Cade Otton because he has to turn all the way around, plus the last thing you want is a batted pass, interception, something like that here. But again, Mayfield, at one point the commentator said he's not really a gunslinger, which is just insane. He's absolutely a gunslinger. He's going to take these chances. And watch him put this exactly where he wanted to put that football. I mean, again, there was some real bad defense in this game by the Packers. I thought real bad defensive play calling, but at the same time, when a quarterback is making pinpoint accurate throws, what are you supposed to do, really? So, it goes both ways. This play was a really good one, kind of showcasing what Tampa Bay was able to do offensively in this one. This was actually a little earlier in the game, the Rachaad White touchdown. You're going to have zone coverage, and they're going to have multiple receivers run deeper routes, again, trying to push Green Bay players in that area. That's, you're obviously going to pay attention to the guys at the line first and foremost. So when White kind of runs that route, usually this is just ran as a check down route. Here, though, they're really using this as a real option and kind of the main option on this play. Because watch how, when Mayfield takes the snap, he looks up, and you see there is this window for White. And, for one thing, can pick up the first down. It's only second down, but you still got to get to this, 21-yard line. Getting a first down and avoiding a third down is obviously still very nice. But watch Mayfield's throw. It's perfectly on the money. That was actually Devondre Campbell. Can't get over to make the play. But also, it was in a position where White was able to run after the catch. He didn't have to go down. And because of that, instead of getting inside the 15, they got inside the end zone on that play. Nice move by White at the end there to get the touchdown. But good stuff by Baker Mayfield as well. And good stuff by the coaching staff, kind of understanding what defense the Packers like to run and knowing the best ways to attack it. And I mean, this play is just incredible. So here's the situation. The routes you see on the screen, I did not write. That was on the broadcast. But, it's the little route that David Moore is going to run, try to get into a gap in coverage. That's where Baker Mayfield is going to look here. Also worth mentioning, just to set the stage here, this is a 3rd down and 4. This is in the 4th quarter. Tampa Bay up 7 points. So for Green Bay, get a stop here. Get a drive going. Maybe you can tie up the game with how well their offense is playing. As you see, Mayfield's going to take the snap. He's going to look towards David Moore, who, isn't wide open at all. This is pretty good coverage, although, again, due to the zone coverage, you're getting linebackers on receivers. And that's just what Tampa Bay had been trying to do. That being said, though, it's good coverage. This is going to take a perfect throw, and you can almost argue it's not even a great decision. Again, Rachaad White is wide open on this play, towards the bottom of the screen, but you can't see the whole field. If you like your first read, then make the first read. And Mayfield makes that throw beautifully done, and then some not great tackling, we'll say, by Green Bay. I'm going to have to pause that at one point just to avoid copyright reasons. But, good job by David Moore to get into the end zone. Granted, maybe you could argue he didn't get into the end zone. Don't want to celebrate there. That was almost devastating. But still, great stuff there by, David Moore. Great stuff by Baker Mayfield to make it happen. So, yeah, listen, as a whole, really good day from Mayfield. A lot of yes, there was some bad defense, 100%. But a lot of these throws were just him making plays happen. Him firing the ball through tight windows, not being afraid. And while sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it results in turnovers. This time it made you remember why he was drafted 1st overall in the first place. Great stuff from Baker. And if he's going to play like this, I don't know. Not only are the Bucs probably going to be a playoff team, they might not be the easiest out once they get there, like we thought the NFC South champion would be. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.